Self-appreciation is also called self-love, and this is oftentimes when working with a client something that I see missing. Now we all think, yeah, I love myself, I like myself, that's all good, Doug. Well, I can tell you right now, I have clients that pay me a lot of money to help them break through barriers and up-level their lives. And the reason this works is I'm able to look past them and see the love or missing elements inside themselves. You see, people aren't going to see you as something different than you see yourself. If you have yourself at a certain level, it's hard to up-level that level unless you can rise above that. What I mean is, if you see yourself as not being good enough, you certainly can't expect anybody else to see you as good enough. Categories of improvement is just another way of talking about how to categorize your life and look at where you want it to go. So we have personal and then we have business. The people around them get scared. They get scared because they realize that they're not doing those things that they should be doing in their lives. And so they're not up-leveling. And so what they tend to do is get scared and looking at the things that are happening in their lives, which causes fear and causes them to pull somebody back down. It's also another analogy to use with a crab is there's two ways to have the tallest building in the world. One is to burn everybody else's building down. Second one is to build it up as high as you possibly can. Patterns are just certain things that we see coming up in our lives over and over again. My guess is each relationship that you've had has a very specific pattern that we could break down together. Balance is just critically important to human nature, and we all know it. But oftentimes we're just out of balance. Now I want you to shade those in. Now go ahead and shade that in for each of the wedge all the way down to the 0. And what you're gonna notice is unless you have all 10s or all 5s or all the same number across all 5 of your key areas, your wheel's gonna be out of balance. If you were to put that wheel on your car, for most of us, it's gonna be a bumpy ride. And this is not what we're looking for. Am I avoiding something, or am I here because I want to be? Am I avoiding something, or am I here because I want to be? After about the 5th time, you'll start to peel back the layers of your life and actually see what's really going on. I want to talk to you entrepreneurs that are out there. So if you're an entrepreneur, or maybe you're currently in a job but you have that entrepreneurial flair, oftentimes we jump to what's called shiny new object syndrome. Is when you have one project and you're working on it, then all of a sudden you have that light bulb go off and you have another idea and you jump to that project. Soon you'd feel like you're juggling plates and you have all kinds of things going on. I didn't work out this morning because I stayed up late. Now what I'm going to suggest, you take that word because and replace it with the word and. I didn't work out this morning and I stayed up late last night. They're two separate clauses. They're not really related. They're one and another. These are two separate facts. You're going to find that when you use the word because and you replace it with and, it totally takes out the emotion. It gives you a different viewpoint on the situation. It also helps eliminate excuses. You need to fill your own cup first. If you don't fill your own cup and you're filling somebody else's cup, your cup needs empty. Now, when we think about being the author of your own story, part of that is just having freedom. And that freedom to me means freedom to do what you want when you want, within reason. The premise of the 90-minute hour is very simple. It's how can you leverage each hour of the day to get the most out of it? And a lot of this is multitasking. Now, the 90-minute hour is cramming things into places where you don't normally have time to do stuff. I believe that if you have a solid why, there are no roadblocks. You figure out a way to go over, under, around, through, whatever you have to do. That roadblock just doesn't exist anymore. It's just an opportunity to pivot and go a different direction. Knowing your why is critical. Whatever your goals may be, small or large, knowing your why will help you get there and will help you when you face adversity. I can set aside a few hours of dedicated, focused time to know exactly where I left off and not have to go back and check those items and to make sure that I'm progressing fast enough. You see, when we have to go back and look and see, hey, where did I leave off? We're taking mental energy when we do that, and we're also wasting time. Having an actual system or a project where you're making sure you're appreciating yourself. Upon waking up, drink a solid glass of water, 8 ounces or more, first thing in the morning. Imperfect action is going to beat perfect inaction every time, and this is the time to change. I hope you enjoyed today's Daily Growth Hacks. Please put your comments right down below and remember to click subscribe. This way we can ensure that we're delivering these daily growth hacks right to you each and every day. On behalf of the whole team here, remember, go out and be the author of your own story.